I was told to stay silent, but your pain reached heaven too loudly. So I broke the silence myself, because what is coming over your life cannot wait any longer. My child, stop for a moment and listen carefully to me. This is not random. This is not another message passing through your day. This is heaven interrupting your pain before it destroys the parts of you that still believe in miracles. I know how tired you are. I know your heart has become heavy from carrying burdens nobody fully understands. I know there were nights when you laid awake staring into darkness asking me if I still saw you, if I still cared, if I still remembered the prayers you whispered while tears ran down your face. And tonight I answer you directly. Yes, I saw it all. Every tear. Every panic-filled night. Every silent cry. Every moment you smiled outside while breaking inside. I saw all of it. And I could not remain silent anymore. Within the next 2 minutes, something will begin shifting inside your spirit if you allow your heart to hear my voice instead of your fear. This is not just another emotional moment. This is not empty comfort. This is heaven speaking directly into your exhaustion. I know you almost gave up recently. I know there were moments when disappointment became so heavy that even praying felt difficult. You kept telling yourself to stay strong while secretly wondering how much longer you could survive carrying this pain. But my child, tonight I decided your suffering has lasted long enough. The waiting season that nearly broke your spirit is not going to have the final word over your life. Do not scroll away from this message. Do not allow distraction to steal what I am placing before you tonight. Because what I am releasing over your life right now cannot be stopped by people, delays, fear, or even your past mistakes. Listen carefully to me now. Your history does not have authority over your future anymore. The failures you cry about do not control the plans I prepared for your life. The rejection you experience does not cancel your purpose. The betrayal that wounded your heart does not stop the blessing I already approved in heaven. I am bigger than your past. I am stronger than the pain that followed you for years. And I am speaking with authority over your life tonight because the time for silence has ended. I broke the silence for you personally. Yes, you. The one sitting there wondering if this message could truly be meant for you. The one who keeps replaying painful memories in your mind. The one who feels emotionally exhausted from carrying invisible battles alone. The one who became so used to disappointment that hope now feels dangerous. I am speaking directly to you because the enemy hoped you would never hear these words. Darkness wanted you trapped in hopelessness. Fear wanted you convinced that nothing would ever change. The enemy thought if he could keep you discouraged long enough, you would walk away before your breakthrough arrived. But the moment you hear and receive what I am saying tonight, chains begin to break. You kept asking me if I still remembered you. You asked me that question during sleepless nights. You asked me that question through silent tears. You asked me that question after prayers seemed unanswered for so long. Listen carefully now, my beloved child. I have already made my decision concerning your breakthrough. It is done. Not maybe, not someday, not if you become perfect first. No. I've already decided. Heaven already spoke concerning your future. What I release over your life cannot be reversed by fear, doubt, delays, or human opinion. The enemy cannot cancel what I already approve. People cannot stop what I already released. Your mistakes cannot destroy what my grace already covered. The blessing you cried for in secret is no longer being delayed. I know there were prayers you stopped speaking aloud because disappointment hurt too deeply. I know there were moments when you pretended not to care anymore because hoping became exhausting. But heaven never forgot those prayers. I stored every tear. I listened to every whisper. I watched every moment you almost surrendered completely. And now I tell you with authority, heaven already approved the answer. Receive it now before doubt talks you out of it. Because doubt has been fighting your mind heavily lately. Fear has been whispering that nothing will change. Anxiety hath been trying to prepare you for disappointment before the blessing even arrives. But tonight I silence those voices with my truth. Tonight is different, my child. I am not speaking in whispers anymore. I am speaking with authority over your life. I am speaking over the fear that kept you awake at night. I am speaking over the heaviness sitting on your chest. I am speaking over the financial pressure that drained your peace. I am speaking over the heartbreak that left wounds nobody else fully understands. I am speaking over the anxiety that made your thoughts race endlessly. And what I declare cannot be reversed. When I decide to move, darkness cannot stop me. When I release healing, no pain can overpower it. When I open doors, no person can close them. And when I say your season is changing, nothing in heaven or earth can prevent what I've already set into motion. You are about to understand why all the attacks increased recently. Darkness sensed your release before you did. That is why fear intensified. That is why emotional exhaustion became heavier. That is why discouragement followed you so closely. The enemy recognized movement in the spiritual realm before your natural eyes could see it. He knew your breakthrough was getting close, so he tried to break your spirit before the blessing arrived. He wanted your faith destroyed before heaven revealed what had already been prepared for you. But I would not allow darkness to finish your story. I kept sustaining you even while you cried. I kept protecting you while you questioned everything. I kept breathing strength into your spirit while you felt completely drained. My child, what if I told you your waiting season ended the moment you pressed play on this message? What if I told you heaven arranged this exact moment because your breakthrough is no longer far away? What if I told you that while you sat there feeling forgotten, angels were already moving concerning your future? You think you are listening to another message, but this is actually a divine interruption. This is heaven reaching directly into your pain before hopelessness completely consumed your heart. I needed you to hear my voice tonight because your spirit has been fighting too long without reassurance. Comment, you are my victory banner. God, if He's turned your battles into testimonies. I know you became tired of waiting. I know delay changed the way you see your future. I know repeated disappointment taught your heart to expect pain before peace. But my beloved child, I am restoring what fear tried to steal from you. I am restoring your hope. I am restoring your expectation. I am restoring the parts of your heart that stopped believing life could become beautiful again. What I am releasing over your life right now is not temporary comfort. This is a shift in the spiritual atmosphere surrounding your future. You do not need to beg me anymore to notice your suffering. I already saw everything. I've already heard every prayer. I already decided to move. And once I decide, nothing can stop what comes next. Not time, not delays, not people, not your past, not even the mistakes you still cry about secretly. My grace is greater than your failures. My power is greater than your fear. My plans are greater than the pain that tried to define your story. So breathe deeply now, my child. Let your spirit receive what heaven is speaking tonight. Stop preparing yourself for disappointment. Stop expecting abandonment. Stop believing the lie that your story ends in suffering. I am not finished with you. I never left you during the silence. I never abandoned you in the storm. And I did not carry you through all those dark nights just to let fear win now. I decided concerning your future. It is done. Receive it now. My beloved child, stop for a moment and listen carefully to me. Do not scroll away from this message. Do not allow distraction to pull you away from what heaven is trying to place inside your spirit right now. I did not bring you here by accident. I interrupted your path tonight because your heart has carried too much pain for too long, and I could not remain silent anymore. Yes, I was told to stay silent for a little longer, but your tears reached heaven too loudly. Your cries became too heavy to ignore. Your silent suffering shook the spiritual realm in ways you do not even understand. So I broke the silence myself because what I am about to release over your life cannot wait any longer. My child, hear me closely now because these next moments matter deeply. This is not just another message passing through your day. This is not random comfort meant only to make you emotional for a few minutes. This is a divine interruption. This is heaven stepping directly into your pain before hopelessness completely overwhelms your spirit. I know you are tired. I know you are exhausted from pretending to be strong while secretly breaking inside. I know there were nights recently when you laid awake staring into darkness, wondering if I still saw you, if I still remembered your prayers, if I still cared about what was happening inside your heart. And tonight I answer you personally. Yes, I saw every tear. Yes, I heard every cry. Yes, I watched every sleepless night. And no, I never abandoned you. Do not skip this message, my beloved child, because what heaven is about to release over your life cannot be stopped by delays, fear, people, or even the mistakes you still regret. Listen carefully to me now. The enemy wanted you distracted tonight. Darkness hoped you would ignore these words. Fear wanted you scrolling past this moment before your spirit could recognize what is happening. Because the enemy understands something your tired mind has forgotten. Breakthrough becomes dangerous to darkness once you truly believe it is already moving toward you. That is why attacks increased recently. That is why exhaustion became heavier. That is why discouragement wrapped itself around your thoughts so strongly. The enemy sensed movement in the spiritual realm before you did. But tonight, I am opening your eyes again. I need you to understand something important. Your suffering did not go unnoticed in heaven. Every time you cried alone, heaven heard it. Every time anxiety sat heavily on your chest while nobody else knew you were struggling, heaven saw it. Every moment you forced yourself to smile while secretly feeling emptied inside, heaven watched over you with compassion. You kept telling people you were okay because you did not want to become a burden. But my child, your pain was never invisible to me. I was there through every moment. I stayed beside you while your heart quietly shattered under the pressure of disappointment, fear, loneliness, and emotional exhaustion. I know there were moments when you almost gave up completely. I know there were nights when hopelessness whispered that nothing would ever change. I know you became tired of praying the same prayers over and over while seeing no visible answer. You started wondering if heaven had become silent toward your life forever. But my beloved child, my silence was never abandonment. Even while you cried through dark nights, I was already preparing movement behind the scenes. What you could not see with natural eyes was already shifting in the spiritual realm. That is why I brought you here tonight. That is why I interrupted your path. Because the season is changing, and your spirit needed to hear my voice before the breakthrough fully appears. Please support our channel. Our work is to bring happiness in your life and devotion to God. And if you want, you can donate to us. Given link in description or pinned comment to show your support. My child, what I am about to release over your life cannot be reversed. I need you to hear those words deeply. What heaven has decided concerning you cannot be canceled by fear. It cannot be delayed by people. It cannot be destroyed by your past. The mistakes you still cry about do not hold authority over your future anymore. Shame has spoken over your life long enough. Fear has controlled your thoughts long enough. Disappointment has sat over your spirit long enough. Tonight, I speak with authority over every burden trying to convince you that your story will end in pain. No, I did not carry you through every storm just to abandon you now. I did not protect you through every dark season just to leave you empty-handed. And I did not bring you this far only for fear to steal your future at the final moment. Listen carefully to me, my child. There is urgency in heaven concerning your life right now. Something has already started moving. Yours are already shifting. Chains are already weakening. Answers are already being released. Even while you sit there wondering if things can truly change, heaven is already moving around your future. This is why I needed to break the silence personally. Because your heart was becoming too tired from waiting. Your spirit was beginning to lose expectation. And I refuse to let hopelessness blind you to the breakthrough that is already approaching. I know you feel emotionally drained. I know your mind has become overwhelmed from carrying silent battles alone. I know there are wounds inside you that nobody else fully understands. The betrayal hurt deeply. The rejection wounded your confidence. The loneliness became heavy. The financial stress stole your peace. The unanswered prayers tested your faith almost beyond what you thought you could survive. But my beloved child, listen carefully tonight. None of those things were powerful enough to separate you from my plans for your life. You are still chosen. You are still loved. You are still protected. And you are still carrying a future filled with purpose. The enemy tried to convince you that delay meant denial. Darkness wanted you believing that silence meant abandonment. But what you called delay was actually preparation. What you called silence was heaven working in hidden places you could not yet see. There were battles happening around your future that you never fully understood. There were dangers I protected you from without you even realizing it. There were doors I closed because they would have destroyed the destiny I prepared for you later. My child, if only you could see how many times my hand protected your life without your awareness, you would understand why I never truly left your side. Tonight is different. Something is shifting. Can you feel it inside your spirit? That heaviness that followed you for months is beginning to crack. The hopelessness trying to sit over your thoughts is losing its grip. Fear is trembling because heaven has already spoken concerning your future. And when I speak, darkness cannot stop what comes next. This is why I say again, do not skip this message. Stay here with me. Let your spirit receive what heaven is releasing tonight. Because the moment you truly believe my voice again, chains begin to break inside you. The moment you stop listening to fear, freedom begins rising inside your spirit. The moment you stop expecting disappointment, breakthrough begins entering your atmosphere. My beloved child, I know you have waited a long time for relief. I know disappointment made hope feel dangerous. But tonight, I need you to stop preparing yourself for more pain. Stop speaking defeat over your future. Stop expecting abandonment. Stop believing the lie that your story ends in exhaustion and sorrow. I am not finished with you. I say it again because your heart needs to hear it clearly. I am not finished with you. What I started in your life, I will finish. What I promised, I will fulfill. And what I release over your life now cannot be stopped. Not by people, not by delays, not by fear, not by your past. I decided, and heaven already moved concerning you. So breathe again, my child. Hold on a little longer, because this divine interruption is only the beginning of what I am about to do in your life. My beloved child, come closer to me now, and let your heart rest for a moment inside my voice. I know you have been carrying pain silently for a very long time. You became so used to hiding your struggles that people around you no longer recognized how deeply wounded you truly were. You learned how to smile while your spirit quietly cried for help. You learned how to answer "I'm okay" while your heart felt heavy enough to collapse beneath the weight of everything you were carrying alone. But my child, I never looked away from your suffering. I saw it all. I saw the nights when you could not sleep because your thoughts would not stop racing. I saw you staring into darkness while fear whispered endless worries into your mind. I saw the exhaustion in your eyes after pretending all day that everything was fine. You kept trying to stay strong because you feared becoming a burden to others, but inside you were begging for peace. You were begging for rest. You were begging for one moment where your heart could breathe without feeling crushed by anxiety and pressure. My beloved child, I was there beside you during every sleepless night. I saw you all. I saw the heartbreak nobody fully understood. I saw how deeply you loved the people who later wounded your spirit. I saw how betrayal changed the way you trust. I saw the moment your heart broke after giving your loyalty, your kindness, your time, and your love to people who did not protect your soul carefully. You kept replaying painful memories inside your mind, trying to understand why people changed so suddenly. You questioned yourself. You blamed yourself. You wondered what was wrong with you. But my child, the rejection you suffered was never proof that you were unworthy of love. Humans failed you, but I never stopped holding your heart in my hands. I saw it all. I saw the loneliness that followed you into quiet moments. There were times when you sat in crowded rooms feeling emotionally invisible. You laughed with others while secretly feeling disconnected inside. You wanted someone to truly see your pain without forcing you to explain it. You wanted someone to stay when your heart became difficult to understand. You wanted someone to notice the sadness hiding behind your silence. But even when people misunderstood you, I remained close. Even when nobody noticed your tears, heaven noticed them. I saw you all. I saw the financial pressure that stole your peace late at night. I saw you staring at bills while fear tightened around your chest. I saw you calculating how to survive another week while secretly wondering how much longer you could keep carrying this burden. I saw the stress that followed you into every new morning. I saw how deeply you worried about your future while trying to appear calm for everyone around you. You kept praying for relief while fear whispered, that nothing would ever improve. But my child, your struggle never escaped my attention. I saw it all. I saw the moments when anxiety overwhelmed your mind so heavily that you felt emotionally trapped inside your own thoughts. I saw panic rise suddenly inside your chest while you tried desperately to stay calm. I saw you overthinking every situation because disappointment trained your heart to expect pain before peace. I know your mind became exhausted from carrying fear silently. I know there were moments when even simple tasks felt overwhelming because your spirit was already carrying too much emotional weight. And while nobody else understood the battle happening inside your mind, I understood every detail completely. I saw it all. I saw the depression that slowly stole your joy. I saw the heaviness that made life feel dull and exhausting. I saw the moments when your energy disappeared without explanation. I saw how difficult it became for you to feel excited about the future anymore because too many painful seasons had wounded your hope. There were mornings when getting out of bed felt like a battle. There were days when your smile felt forced. There were moments when your own thoughts became so dark that you wondered if things would ever truly change. But my beloved child, even during those dark moments, I never abandoned you. I saw it all. I saw every hidden tear you quickly wiped away before anyone else could notice. I saw the moments when you locked yourself away just to cry privately because you were tired of pretending to be strong. I heard the prayers you whispered through trembling breaths when nobody else was listening. I know there were times when words could not even fully describe the pain inside your spirit. But tears speak loudly in heaven. Silence speaks loudly in heaven. The pain you hide from others is never hidden from me. I saw you all. I saw how disappointment slowly changed the way you looked at life. You stopped expecting good things because too many hopes had already been broken before. You became careful with your faith because unanswered prayers wounded your heart deeply. You tried not to hope too much anymore because you feared more pain. You convinced yourself not to expect miracles because disappointment felt safer than hope. But my child, your fear never changed my plans for your life. Even while your faith became weak, mine remained strong over you. I saw you all. I saw the pressure you placed on yourself to keep everything together. You carried responsibilities while your own heart quietly begged for rest. You became the strong one for others while secretly feeling emotionally broken yourself. You comforted people while nobody comforted you. You gave support while desperately needing support yourself. And because you became skilled at hiding your pain, many people assumed you were stronger than you truly felt. But I saw beneath every smile. I saw beneath every "I'm fine." I saw it all. My beloved child, I also saw the moments when you nearly gave up completely. I saw the nights when hopelessness whispered dangerous thoughts into your mind. I saw the moments when fear convinced you that your future would never change. I saw the exhaustion that made you question whether continuing forward was even worth it anymore. But even there, when your spirit felt weak and tired, I stayed beside you. Even there, when your faith became fragile, I carried you. That is why you survived seasons that should have destroyed you completely. Because my hand never left your life. I saw you all. Say, I will keep praising you in the silence if your faith endures the wait. I saw the wounds from your past that still affect you today. I know there are memories that still hurt deeply even after all this time. I know certain words, certain places, certain reminders still reopen emotional pain inside you. You tried to move forward while secretly carrying scars nobody else could see. But my beloved child, those scars never pushed me away from you. They drew me closer. I remained beside you through every painful chapter of your story. I saw it all. I saw how tired you became from fighting invisible battles alone. I saw how hard you tried to hold yourself together when your emotions felt overwhelming. I saw you begging silently for relief while still trying to survive each day. And tonight, I need you to hear this clearly. You were never invisible to me. Not once. Not for a single moment. Every tear mattered. Every sleepless night mattered. Every heartbreak mattered. Every fear mattered. Every hidden cry reached heaven. You are deeply seen by me. You are deeply known by me. And you are deeply loved by me. My child, I did not bring you this far just to leave you trapped inside sorrow. I stayed with you through every dark season because your story is not finished. The pain may have been real, but so is my promise over your life. The heartbreak may have wounded you, but it did not destroy the future I prepared for you. The fear may have exhausted your spirit, but it cannot stop what heaven already decided concerning your life. So let your heart breathe again tonight. You do not have to hide your pain from me anymore, because I saw it all, and I never stopped loving you through any of it. My beloved child, I know you have reached moments where you truly believe you could not carry the pain any longer. I know there were nights when your heart felt so heavy that even breathing seemed difficult. You looked at everything falling apart around you and wondered if this was punishment. You questioned why so many doors closed in your face. You questioned why rejection followed you when all you wanted was peace. You questioned why the waiting became so long and why the silence from heaven felt so painful. But my child, listen carefully to me tonight, because what you called destruction was actually preparation. What felt like abandonment was hidden protection. What looked like the end of your story was only the beginning of the deeper work I was doing inside your spirit. You thought the wilderness meant I left you alone, but the wilderness was where I was teaching your soul how to survive storms that would have destroyed the old version of you. I know the wilderness season felt endless. I know there were days when your prayers sounded weak because disappointment drained your strength. I know there were moments when you looked around your life and saw nothing but silence, confusion, and delay. But my beloved child, seeds grow in hidden places long before anyone sees life above the ground. The strongest roots grow deep beneath dark soil before they ever touch sunlight. And in the same way, I was building strength inside you where human eyes could not see. Every delay carried purpose. Every closed door protected you from something your heart could not yet understand. I know rejection wounded you deeply. I know it hurt watching opportunities disappear after you prayed so hard for them. I know there were moments when you thought your life was moving backward, while everyone else seemed to move forward. But what you could not see was my hand guiding you away from places that would have broken your spirit later. Some doors closed because they were never connected to your destiny. Some people walked away because they could not follow you into the future I prepared for you. Some disappointments protected you from pain you were never meant to carry forever. My child, storms reveal strength that comfort can never produce. If life had always been easy, you would never have discovered how deeply my power could sustain you. If every prayer had been answered immediately, you would never have learned how to trust me during silence. If every path remained smooth, your spirit would never grow strong enough to carry the blessing I prepared for your future. I know the storms exhausted you. I know there were nights when fear crashed against your thoughts like violent waves against the shore. I know loneliness became heavy. I know uncertainty kept you awake while your mind searched endlessly for answers. But even during the darkest storms, I never stopped standing beside you. You kept asking where I was during your suffering. I was there in every silent tear. I was there during every sleepless night. I was there when anxiety wrapped itself around your chest. I was there when your heart quietly broke under the pressure of disappointment after disappointment. My silence did not mean my absence. I was working in hidden places beyond what your natural eyes could see. There were spiritual battles surrounding your future that you never fully understood. There were attacks aimed at your peace that I blocked before they reached you. There were dangers hidden along certain paths that I protected you from even while you cried over the doors that closed. The enemy wanted you to believe the breaking point meant failure. Darkness wanted you convinced that your pain was proof you were forgone. But my beloved child, I need you to understand something tonight. Breaking is not always destruction. Sometimes breaking is transformation. Sometimes I allow the old version of you to fall apart because it cannot carry the future I prepared for you. Fear had to break. Dependence on people had to break. Old thinking had to break. Attachments to unhealthy places had to break. The process hurt deeply because growth often happens in hidden pain before it becomes visible strength. I know there were nights when you cried yourself to sleep asking me why life became so difficult. I know there were moments when you felt emotionally buried beneath the weight of everything happening around you. But hear me carefully tonight. You were never buried. You were planted. And planted things grow in darkness before they rise into the light. The pressure you felt underground was not punishment. It was preparation for new life. You have survived storms that should have destroyed you completely. You know why? Because my hand never left your life. There were moments when you thought you would emotionally collapse under the weight of fear, heartbreak, and exhaustion. But somehow you kept surviving. Somehow you kept moving forward even while your spirit felt weak. That was not your strength alone, my child. That was my presence carrying you through every dark valley. The wilderness changed you. The silence changed you. The storms changed you. But they did not destroy you. They deepened your spirit. They strengthened your faith. They taught your soul how to depend on me instead of temporary comfort. Before this season, you trusted what you could see. But now you are learning how to trust me even when the path feels unclear. That kind of faith becomes powerful against darkness. I know you became tired of waiting. I know delay made your heart question whether breakthrough would ever come. You watched prayers remain unanswered for so long that disappointment slowly trained your mind to expect pain instead of blessing. But my child, heaven was never inactive during your waiting season. While you cried through lonely nights, I was aligning things behind the scenes. While you mourned closed doors, I was protecting your future. While you questioned your worth, I was preparing opportunities that matched your true calling. The hidden season was necessary because your spirit needed preparation before the next chapter could begin. You could not carry future blessings with old wounds controlling your thoughts. You could not step fully into peace while fear still ruled your heart. You could not walk into purpose while depending completely on human approval. So I allowed the wilderness to strip away what no longer belonged in your life. The process felt painful because letting go always hurts before healing fully begins. My beloved child, there were moments in the dark night when you thought I had forgotten your name. There were moments when my silence frightened you because you could not understand why heaven felt distant. But even during silence, I remained closer than you realized. I was watching over every detail surrounding your life. I was carrying you through battles you could not even see. And while darkness whispered lies about your future, I was still speaking purpose over your life. Storms do not last forever. Even the longest night eventually gives way to morning. And your wilderness season is not permanent. The same God who carried you through the valley is now preparing to lead you into a new season. But before the breakthrough fully appears, I needed your roots to grow deeper. I needed your spirit stronger. I needed your faith anchored in something greater than circumstances. You are not the same person who entered this painful season. There is greater wisdom inside you now. Greater discernment inside you now. Greater spiritual strength inside you now. The pain changed you, but it also prepared you. And though you cried through many nights, none of those tears were wasted. Every painful chapter carried purpose connected to your future. Type "I hear your whisper," Lord, if this message echoed in your heart. And share this video.